There's nothing like getting a good night's sleep, and today I'm going to show you something so interesting, yet so simple, that can make all the difference to help you fall asleep real quick, sleep much better through the night, and even sleep a little bit later in the morning by doing one thing. It's called cricketing. Now you're saying cricketing, what is that? Well, let's think about this for a second. We're going to go to our feet. Not only do we have many acupressure points, which I'm going to show you one particular that's going to make big changes that you can do on top of this as well. But many of us have the habit of kind of rubbing our ankles over our feet like this and on the other side like this. But there's a habitual inner innate thing within us that does it for a reason. Not only do we get into a type of a groove where this becomes like a natural thing, but this actually is stimulating specific acupressure points that can slow our nervous system down. So if we just rub the bottom part of one foot along the ankle, particularly on that inside of that ankle area, and then we do the other side, and you just keep moving it around in a rhythm, just for a couple minutes while you're about to go to bed. You can maybe reading something or thinking of something or talking or doing whatever you're doing, but just this little rhythm has an effect on our parasympathetic nervous system, our brain, our autonomic nervous system. And this can wind our body down to go into that rest and digest mode. And that's important because as we stimulate these points, our cortisol level is always lowest at night, which is good. But this has an effect with a particular hormone in our brain coming from the hypothalamus. It's called oxytocin. And oxytocin is then stored in the posterior pituitary gland, the pituitary gland in our brain, and that's where it's stored and that's where it's secreted. Now, oxytocin is like that love hormone. We think of like the baby and the mother, but this allows our nervous system to relax. It winds us down. It puts us in a really good mood, a happy mood, a joyful mood, and it really cuts that stress level down. So by doing this particular technique called cricketing, we're secreting oxytocin. That's proven, scientifically proven. And when that hormone secretes in our body, it makes everything feel good. It's kind of like endorphins. So we have that feeling before we go to bed. And now with that low cortisol level that we already have, because cortisol level is highest in the morning, lowest at night, this allows our brain, our autonomic nervous system to change, and it becomes altered. So here is the trick. Continue when you're lying down in bed. Remember, not a lot of light, not too much blue light before you go to bed, but start just moving your ankles, your feet over your ankles, and your ankles over your feet, however you want to say it, and just move it around. Because there are many different acupressure points right around the ankle area, as well as under the feet. And so by stimulating these points, it causes reflexes, what we call afferent messages, to make its way back up to the brain. The brain sends this oxytocin into our body, and it starts to slow down. We feel good, we feel relaxed, we feel happy, we feel joyful, we have no stress. And now our body is ready to go to sleep and wind down. And the studies show that just by stimulating this for a couple minutes, it gets you to sleep faster. It allows you to sleep longer potentially and deeper. That means if you are one that wakes up a lot in the middle of the night, you need to try to do this. It's so important. And there's one other point. While we're here, if you look on the inside of my ankle or your ankle, there's a bone here called a medial malleolus. And right above the medial malleolus, I want you to take 4 fingers like this, and right above that fourth finger, right behind this bone called the tibia, 4 fingers above the top of that malleolus, that medial malleolus, that bone on the ankle. And right at that fourth finger, once you push in here, here's the tibia. It's a hard bone right behind that bone. This is the master point. And I challenge all of you, before you go to bed, even if you don't do this technique, this cricketing technique, I want you to play with this point. Take your thumb, hold it, and lightly stimulate the point. You can do it on both of them at the same time. You can try it on one leg at the same time. You can do the other leg. You will start to feel changes behind your nasal area. This will allow your heart rate to slow down, your blood pressure to come down. It will wind you down, and you're really going to feel so relaxed. And this can make all the difference that you get to sleep. Because many of you who are taking medication for whatever situation, problems getting to sleep, having insomnia, I challenge you, you need to do this point. And you'll hold it there a minute, 2 minutes. And then after you hold it there, you can go back, you can do your cricketing for a couple minutes. And you'll see that feeling come over you, right up your legs, up into your brain as that oxytocin starts to be secreted into your body, winding you down, making you feel like a brand new person, like you just want to get to sleep deeply. And that's what you're going to feel. Because it's safe, it's effective, it's free, and we're using our own pharmacy, the oxytocin, in our own brain, which is quite powerful, to do the magic. So I challenge you, start doing this little technique. You'll feel the difference, and you're going to be happy. I ask you please to share this with your friends and family. Please leave your comments below. And most important, make it a great day. I'm Dr. Alan Mandell.